So this is pretty cool. Here's something that's changing the way Miami does NIL.
You are Locked On Canes, your daily podcast on the Miami Hurricanes. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
I'm Alex Donno, your host. I'm a University of Miami alumnus, longtime South Florida sports radio vet, and thank you so much, even on a Saturday, for making Locked On Canes your first listen and your first watch. We are available free wherever you get your podcasts and available free on YouTube. So you may have seen buzz going around for this. Now, I know that when fans, especially in Miami, when you think about NIL, you probably think about John Ruiz and LifeWall. It's not the only show in town, guys, and this is actually something that the fans can get something out of for themselves as well. We are joined by Lucas Hammond from Canes DAO. Now, Lucas, first of all, how you doing, sir? Before we get into the nuts and bolts of everything, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Alex.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. And I think what you guys are doing at Canes DAO is very unique. Now, it can sound, and I know you can explain it a million times better than I can, because even though I'm into crypto, I don't fully understand DAOs, but it's pretty freaking revolutionary. So why don't you explain to me and our audience what Canes DAO is and how this ties fans into name, image, and likeness?
For sure. So Canes DAO is basically going to be the first NIL collective at the University of Miami that is supporting athletes at but doing so in a community-owned and operated fashion. So the way NIL has been going at Miami so far, obviously John Ruiz, I don't know where we'd be without him, but instead of a couple boosters running the show, Canes DAO is going to allow the average fan an avenue to support the University of Miami. And even more than that, they're going to have a say in what the treasury fund that we do raise, where that's going to go.
And so, and another part of it that's pretty interesting, because obviously when fans look at name, image, and likeness, when it involves, companies, a businessman like Ruiz or certain collectives, like fans are not really getting anything out of it except hopefully watching their team get better and win more games on the field. But in the case of Canes DAO, what kind of perks can fans get from this?
For sure. So the way that DAOs operate is everyone who puts into the treasury actually will have the opportunity to submit and vote on proposals. And our treasury will not move at all unless the majority of the community who has donated to this treasury, they actually pass these proposals about where the treasury will move. So it's completely community run. It's completely different from a centralized organization. So for example, if the community wants to support an athlete at Miami with an NIL deal, if they submit that proposal and the majority pass that, then we'll go ahead and we'll act on that. It could be a meet and greet. We could also do community events like watch parties at local bars. We could do merch, but basically we're not doing anything unless the community passes it.
And how difficult is it, not only from the technical standpoint, but from the standpoint of compliance? Because I know that something everybody is always confused about when it comes to name, image, and likeness, what's allowed, what's not. And that even varies state by state, right? It's not even just like there's not even like a sweeping federal regulation on that. How complicated was setting up that part of it, Lucas?
Yeah, so obviously this isn't something that I was able to handle directly on my own. So I've actually partnered with Draftly Sports. They are a NIL tech company, and they've been selling NFTs for college athletes. They sold some for Tyler Van Dyke, Zion Nelson, Will Mallory, and Leonard Taylor back in the fall. And they have an entire compliance department that are helping me out with that. Obviously, we're all fans, and we don't want to see any of our players become ineligible or anything like that. So we're going to work directly with the compliance department at to make sure that all of these deals are compliant and, no one is getting in any trouble with this.
So, you mentioned this would be the first of its kind at Miami. How common are DAOs around college football?
They're really not that common so far. This is basically like the first one that's doing something like
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the collective space so far, they are taking donations from fans at various schools, um, but they're not really letting the fans have a say in what you get to do with. So you make your donation and then that's it. So whatever they decide, who's running the collective, that's what goes. But the difference with Kane's DAO is that we are going to basically give the power back to the fans, where your donation is going to be more than just a, you know, gone, see ya, and whatever they want to do. Uh, it's gonna be cool. So the way that we're actually raising the funds initially, we're gonna drop on September 1st, so 2 games before our first game, um, and we're gonna be selling NFTs for $25. And obviously, sports fans and crypto people, NFTs is a big buzzword, and
Oh yeah.
people don't understand how to, buy Ethereum and then move that to a wallet. So because we partnered with Draftly, we're able to eliminate those steps. So for $25 on September 1st, you can go ahead, purchase this NFT using a credit card or debit card, and that'll eliminate the step of all of the crypto wallet and all that jazz. Um, and then that NFT that you hold will be your access into the Canes DAO Clubhouse. And within that, it's a software that Draftly is developing. um, that's where you'll be able to submit all the proposals, see events, see announcements, all that. It's really cool, and we're really excited about it.
Has it been, and I love what you said about being able to make it so people can use a debit card or credit card because, yeah, a lot of people out there don't necessarily have crypto wallets and maybe they're not into it. Has it been a challenge to build support from folks who are not already in the crypto community?
Yeah, so this is actually another perk of having Draftly on board. So I actually interned with Draftly back in December, so I got to see firsthand when we were selling these NFTs for college athletes. People would come in and they're sports fans. They want to support the athlete, but they had no clue how to do any of this. So it was a lot
Mm,
of hand holding in that sense, where we had to walk people through step by step. So Draftly has a partnership with Shopify that eliminates all these steps, and it's super easy. But the average crypto person and the average sports person, they're different spectrums in that
yeah.
sense. So basically, we're trying to make it as easy as possible for the average fan to be able to contribute to this and get a lot out of it, like the community benefits as well. That we're putting a heavy portion of our treasury towards.
So if people want to find out more about this and find out how to get these NFTs, where like what would be the first step? Where do people go?
Yep. So we have a page that's live. It's draft.ly/DAO/CanesDAO. But I would say right now, the best place to stay up to date with everything is our Twitter page. We're at CanesDAO, DAO. And we also have a Discord community. So
Nice.
that's where a lot of, the chatter's happening about this. You can actually come in, tell us what you want to see, because it's community run. This isn't for me. This isn't for any singular person. This is for the community to bring University of Miami fans together and elevate the U as a whole. And this technology really enables it. So come join our Discord community, follow us on Twitter, and you can check out our landing page for more info.
I think that's cool, and as for someone who I've been into not even as deep as Lucas is, but I've been into the crypto community for a couple of years, and it's always like it's really hard like to explain it to my parents how some of this stuff works, and
Mhm.
it's a generational thing. So I think that what we're seeing when you talk about Shopify and everything, it's sort of this is how we're seeing crypto become more mainstream, how it just becomes less complicated to get into it. So this is really good stuff. And Lucas, before we let you run. I think everybody's excited about this season coming up, right? And everyone's going to benefit, right? Just a casual Miami fan, you want to see your team win. People like me who make content, someone like you who's got this great innovation out there. Everyone wants Miami to win. What's your expectation for year one under Mario?
Oh my gosh. I'm an internal optimist. Uh, I just graduated from UM this past May, so I went through the Manny Diaz years there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, so that
rough.
kind of got wasted a little bit, but I'm really excited for Mario Cristobal. I think he's putting the right pieces together. This is the first time in a while that we also have a quarterback that is one of the best in the country. Heisman dark horse. I think the Canes are going 10-2, and I think we're going to take one of them either against A&M or Clemson, and we might drop another one in the the rest of the season.
Yeah, I
I'm going
kind of
Penn
feel the
too.
same way. That they're gonna win one of those games they're not supposed to win, and then they'll probably like lose a game, and UNC or something who've had our
Yeah,
number, gonna lose one of those games.
but more excited for this season than in a long time, basically.
1,000,000%. Thanks so much, Lucas, and best of luck.
Heck yeah, go Canes! Thanks, Alex.
Fantastic. Go Canes. And I want to remind everybody, folks, I hope you have been taking advantage of betonline.net, the fastest and easiest way to check in on all of your betting needs. Find all of your favorite sports and events at the #1 source for odds, lines, and games. Find reviews and news of every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports wagering info, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. So head to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today. I'm on there literally every day, guys. And once the season starts, I'm going to be on there several times a day. BetOnline, where the game starts. So huge thanks again to Lucas. We put out a lot of content this past week, and yet tomorrow we are going to put out an episode of whatever we know about the top secret scrimmage that's happening tonight. Because, yeah, Miami is scrimmaging. It's not open to the media or open to the public. So whatever happens, whatever we catch wind of, yeah, we're going to talk about it tomorrow on another episode of Locked On Canes, part of the awesome Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.